On occasion, I will run into a person who will say, "If I had hands like yours, I would unalive myself." I know why they're saying that. They have been taught to imagine that my existence is about as awful as it can get. But nothing could be further from reality. You see, for me, I know that my hands are quite normal. Do they look normal? Well, what do you mean by that? When most folks think about the concept of normal, they think of it in terms of acceptance. What can be accepted? Things that fit in. Things that can be easily predicted and manipulated. Easy to understand, simple things. Because humans are really limited in many ways, and we can really only work within our limits. So, who can be accepted? People that fit in. But my hands are quite normal. I stand by that statement wholeheartedly. They really are normal. And in many situations they fit in quite well. But how are they normal exactly? My hands are exactly how they're supposed to be. I was literally born like this. How could normal not be what you were born with? Who isn't actually normal then? Nobody, that's who. But why don't we see it that way? Have you ever thought about it like that before? If you have thought about it like that before, then I would really like to hear your story and meet you, because I think you are on the right track. One more very important point, if I may. I just made the case that being born as you are makes you normal. And if you are convinced of that, then there is one more point to consider. What about people who are different because of a traumatic experience? Can I relate to that? A little bit. I had a very limb-altering surgery in my late teens. That changed the way that my right hand appears and functions. Does that now make my right hand abnormal? Absolutely not. What isn't normal about it? If you agree to a corrective surgery at a children's hospital with the goal of changing what your hand looks like, isn't it normal to expect its appearance to change? 12 pounds of titanium were attached to my arm, specifically to stretch and lengthen my arm and hand. So the result of the surgery is absolutely normal. What about a dramatic accident, though? What if something happens and you become paralyzed? What if you lose a limb? What about brain injuries? What about differences brought on by aging? Is there any debilitating circumstance that shouldn't be considered normal? I should really like to hear from the folks who decide that even though things are now considered normal, they should still be considered unsightly or inconvenient. I should very much like to hear their defense of such opinions. Wouldn't you? Let's really discuss this, because this should be just the beginning of this discussion. Once we realize that people are normal and are dealing with normal issues, we can more effectively deal with those issues and help everyone to progress and find greater strength and resilience. We can stop stigmatizing everyone. We can stop being afraid of differences. We can stop thinking of limits as debilitating and begin to see how every challenge we face can become an opportunity to strive and grow beyond ourselves. Do you see how everyone is normal now? We are all normal. Life happened to us and here we are being normal. Do you see how this mindset can make a real difference?